Good morning. Hey there, Aileen back. I'm finally recovering from the jet lag. So I feel relatively normal this morning on this Friday morning here in Mujan. I was at Funnel Hacking Live in Orlando, Florida, all of last week, and I just got back on Monday evening and got straight back into the school run and got straight back into life here. But unfortunately, I wasn't sleeping very well at night. So I've been very tired and recovering slowly. If you're joining me live here this morning, say good morning. I love to know who's here. Let me know why you're joining. What would you like to hear? What I've done this morning is I've written down 5 lessons I learned from Funnel Hacking Live. So I'm really hoping that you guys are going to learn something from this live. And I'm just checking that I'm live in my group. Let me just check that I'm live in my group. Yes, I am live in my group. Say good morning if you are joining me live. Say hello if you are watching this on replay, hashtag replay, and let me know who you are and what questions you have. Now, Evelina is here. Great. Hey, Evelina, great to see you. Happy Friday morning to you too. Yes, I love to greet people. Hey, Helen, brilliant to see you. Happy Friday. Thank you for saying hi. I love when people say hi. Even on replay, I love when people say hi. And of course, when you say hi or you comment, this video gets more reach, which means that I'm more inclined to come on and do these lives because I know people are watching. I need to know people are watching and that what I am creating is actually working for you. So this morning, I'm going to be talking about my experience of going to the States and attending Funnel Hacking Live. And it was an amazing experience and I loved it. Some of you may not have heard of Funnel Hacking Live. I mean, I definitely would not have heard it or even have noticed it unless I was kind of in that world. And this is the conference or the retreat put on by Russell Brunson, who is the owner of ClickFunnels. And I use ClickFunnels in my business. Actually, I have done since my first funnel back in 2018. So I became aware of Russell and his world back then. And I have dipped in and out over the years. I am a little bit techie. I do enjoy playing a little bit with tech. Not that I'm terribly good, but somehow I do enjoy it. And one of the biggest successes in my business in the early days was being able to create a funnel for initially for my certified online color expert training. And that was really, really successful for me. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort initially, but it has worked really, really well for me since then. And I think a funnel in your business is really important. It's a way of automating what you do so that people can more easily find what you provide. And that's definitely what I do in my Six Figure Stylist. I help people to create, or participants to create, a simple funnel so that people can easily locate them and find the thing that you are offering. So I'm not a big fan of big complicated funnels, absolutely not, especially when you're starting out, but as a way to simply automate what you're doing means a lot more people are going to have eyes on your offer and know about you. So that's why I'm such a big fan. Now, I have kind of had on my vision board for a while that I would love to go to a funnel hacking live because I love experiences. That's what I like doing. I like doing retreats. I like doing business experiences. That's where I tend to spend my money. I love doing that. I love being in the room with other people who have an ambitious goal and who are ready to go. Now, the first lesson I'm going to talk about here this morning is the idea of investing in yourself. I think if you're serious about your business, One of the things that you need to do is invest in yourself over and over again. Now, going to Funnel Hacking Live was not cheap for me, time wise or money wise. It was an expensive thing to do. First of all, you have to buy the actual conference itself. Then I have to travel to Orlando. I have to stay there. I have to eat there while I'm there, obviously. Transport to and from the conference, all sorts of things. It's an expensive thing to do. But was it worth the investment? It absolutely was. Now, I nearly didn't go, honestly. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't talk much about it before I went because I wasn't sure if I could go or not. The biggest cost to me is the cost away from my family, especially mid-school term. That is a really difficult thing for me to do, is to go away mid-school term. And honestly, right up until I left, I wasn't sure, am I going to do this? Or am I not going to do this? Because any of you who've been following me here in the group know we've had a tough year with my younger son. We discovered that he has a very particular type of autism. Restarting school was really difficult. Getting him to school every day is a challenge. He needs a lot of support. He needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of reassurance. So me going away mid-school term was something I really second-guessed and doubted myself about. Was I leaving my family in the lurch? So I wasn't 100% sure whether I would go or whether I would not go. So that was kind of tricky for me. And even on the first few days of the conference, I still had that heavy feeling in the bottom of my stomach. Is this the right thing I'm doing? Am I putting my business before my family? Is this the right thing to do? Now, if you're in business as a mom, a mother, maybe you're supporting somebody else in your life, you will have had these thoughts. I'm sure you will have had these thoughts. So pop yes, I've had these thoughts in the comments. If this has been something you've experienced, that you feel like, I'm being selfish by taking this time to invest in myself, by taking this time to go away and do something that's not necessarily directly helping my family. I have struggled with that. If you have struggled with that, give me a yes, I have struggled with that in the comments. But anyways, in my hearts of hearts, I knew that, I needed to take this time to upgrade my knowledge, to get energized about my business again, to learn the new things, to get in a room with other people who are on the same journey as me, and also to have something fresh to bring to my audience and not be all the time relying on old information. So I love to learn, and then I love to dump. So I learn and I dump. I learn everything I can, and then I share it with you, my audience. And I think that is really important for me, and that keeps me enthusiastic. It keeps me energized. Helen is saying, fortunately, my family, including my daughters, have always supported and encouraged me, but I know it's challenging for some. Yeah, I mean, I suppose in a way, Helen, it's really, it depends on the person. I feel my husband was very supportive of me in doing this, but it was about really how I felt myself. I felt that maybe, I was putting my business first before my family, and it was all about me. I had to kind of push through that and grow through that. So it's absolutely amazing if you have a family who support you, who encourage you, who want you to succeed. I find, my family are great as long as it doesn't really put them out in any way. So as long as their routine isn't interrupted, as long as they kind of can kind of can continue and still be comfortable. Because us mums often make our husbands and children very, very comfortable. So Yulina is saying, oh yes, I have struggled feeling that guilt of doing something for myself, not with my kids or for my kids. So that's a very, very good point, Yulina. I think what we are doing is actually for our kids. And this was the mindset shift that I had in going into day 2 of the conference. The very brilliant Bin Carr, he was born with Crouzon syndrome. He gave a talk on either day 2 or day 3, and he was absolutely brilliant. And he talked about the idea that, you know, the fact if we don't follow our calling, in a way, we are neglecting our children. We're not showing them what's possible. We're not showing them that it's really important to follow your purpose, follow your calling, and show them what's possible. And it really, really shifted how I felt about my business and putting myself first and my calling first, because I am showing them what's possible. I'm showing them what's possible for the women in their life, for their wives and their daughters, by going after what I want. And the truth is, when I am energized and happy and enthusiastic about my business, I am so much nicer to be around. I'm so much happier. I'm so much more energized. I so want to do so much more. So I think it's really important to go beyond the idea that we're being selfish by investing time and effort in our money, in our business. In actual fact, we are investing in our future, and we're investing in the future of our children and even our husbands. I mean, I saw that my husband came a long way over the few days that I was away. And, you know, I think when I came back, they definitely appreciated me more. They realized all that I do, you know, just from, you know, getting up and getting them all up and getting their lunches and making sure they're all comfortable. And if anybody's missing anything, I look after that. And collecting them from school in the evening and being there when they have their little troubles and all the rest of it. So I think that is point number 1 that I want to get across, in terms of attending something that you wanted to attend for a while, that you feel will upgrade your knowledge, that you feel will energize you. Go do it and face those mind gremlins that will tell you you're selfish for doing it, or you shouldn't do it, or that you're not helping anybody else by doing, because that's totally not actually true. It's just in many ways the way we've been conditioned and taught to behave as wives and mothers. So invest in yourself, number 1. And Helen is agreeing with me here. She's saying investing in ourselves is key. Just like we encourage our clients to invest. Exactly, Helen. Helen, if we don't invest in ourselves, how can we expect our clients to invest in us? We absolutely have to invest in ourselves, and we have to back ourselves. And Helen is also saying, little eyes are watching us all the time, so inspiring them in our businesses or work will instill the motivation for them to go after their dreams too. And isn't that what we truly want, Helen? We want we want our children to follow their dreams, to follow their passion, to go after what their purpose in life is, because we all know that when we are doing that, we are happier, we are more joyous, we're more at peace, we're more content, and we want that for our children. Really, we want that for our children. So I am so happy that I pushed through and I took the steps despite the fear, despite the self-doubt, despite the sharp pain in my lower tummy, and I went for it. And guess what? They were all fine when I got back. They were absolutely fine. Okay, number 2, there were so many inspirational speakers. I'm not going to go through them all. I have the little booklet here somewhere, and there was just, when I look back over it, there was so many inspirational speakers. This is the little booklet here. There was like 3 days of speaker after speaker after speaker, and they were just brilliant. And they inspired me so much. Every single person, I took away something from them. But one of the things that became really obvious to me is that a lot of them cautioned that, especially the people speaking on business, cautioned about, not getting ahead of yourself and making sure that you get your foundations in place. And this really resonated with me because I work with personal stylists every day. And one of the things I notice is that they often have these, fancy social media accounts. They're great at reels, or they're great at, the latest technology or what that is. But when I dig a little deeper, they don't have the foundations in place. And I think it's really, really important to understand that, I put this out in a reel during the week as well, is that social media is brilliant, but that you don't own social media, and social media can be taken away from you in a second. And we have seen that with Facebook over the last month or so. Many big accounts have been taken down or closed or suspended. And you have to be really, really careful with social media, because if you only have the people who follow you or your leads coming from social media, you may get in trouble. And people have completely, lost all their businesses because they're relying on Instagram or, say, Facebook or YouTube or whatever. You need to get your followers from these social media platforms over onto your email list. That is what you own. You own your email list. And that is extremely valuable. When at the point when you come to sell your company, whoever is buying it from you are going to say, how many people have you got on your email list? How many people of your ideal client have you on your email list? This is absolutely key. This will be part of valuing your business. But also, if something happens with Facebook in the morning, if something happens with Instagram in the morning, if what's his name decides to shut down Twitter, or X as it's called now, you are going to have, a loyal following of people on your email list that you can go back to and work with and nurture, and show what you have to offer too. So do not scrimp when it comes to getting your followers onto your email list. The easiest way to do that is a freebie. Just invite people, do something that your ideal client, or prepare something or create something that your ideal client would love to have. Give it away for free and get them onto your email list. It is really, really important. And you should be increasing your email list every single day, because as we all know, only between 1% and 3% buy of your audience will buy from you. So ever increasing that email list is really, really important. So that's what I understood by getting back to basics. If everything shut down in the morning, at least I have my email list. Now, the other point there is, you can't just put people on your email list and hope that they'll stay there indefinitely. You need to have a routine way of talking to them and connecting with them and nurturing them. So, a routine email weekly, or, bi-monthly or whatever, is really, really important. You cannot expect people to just stay on your email list for 6 months and then you come with an offer and expect them to buy. That is not how it works. You have to give a lot of value in whatever you create, whether it's your newsletters, whether it's lives, whether it's a podcast, whatever your thing is. It should be value first, and people are more likely to stay with you, to follow you, and to eventually work with you. So those are really key things that I think are really important foundationally. And most people who spoke at Funnel Hacking Live, they talked about the basics. They talked about, turning up week after week for their audience. They talked about turning up despite nobody turning up, despite feeling like that nobody was watching. They still turned up day after day after day. So that brings me to point number 3, which is the importance of being visible to your audience. You need to be turning up and you need to be visible. So that means that people can see you, they can hear you, they understand what your message is. Better still if that can be video. And a lot of the business people talked about the idea that the reach on Facebook and Instagram is so dismal. It has become so dismal, and you might have noticed this yourself in your business. One speaker who was absolutely excellent, I'm just going to get his name here. I actually read his book. I still can't remember his name. He was on day 2, I think. Let me just get his name here. So he's called Eric Tane, Eric, Thayne, and he talked about organic traffic with short form content. So if you're not paying for ads, which a lot of them were saying that ads have gotten so expensive and they're not using ads as much anymore. And also because of the fear that, Facebook could shut down in the morning. So you can't rely on Facebook ads, to get people exclusively to get people in anymore. And if you do, in his case, he talked about the fact that his business did basically go dry because he was 100% relying on Facebook ads. So he highly, highly recommends Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels and TikTok short form video. 60-second video. So you might have noticed that I have been committed since I heard his talk to doing more short form video. If you haven't seen some of my reels, you can go back on Instagram, you can go on Facebook. I've been uploading them on TikTok so that I'm getting more visibility. And honestly, I can honestly confirm that I'm getting more direct messages, I'm getting more engagement. I can see that more people are seeing my content. But it's difficult, right? It's difficult being visible. It's difficult showing up day after day in video. And that's why so many people are not doing it. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it 100% and see what happens. So far, it's very encouraging what I'm seeing. So for me, I did a lot of written content over the years. And I always do my lives on Friday as much as I can. But I haven't been doing much short form content. So I am definitely going to move into this after seeing Eric's talk, after hearing his experience with Facebook ads, and also after reading his book. So I read his book. So his book is called Create. If you want to look at that resource, it's called Create. So it goes into a little bit more of his story, and it talks about his 60-second short form content that he recommends. Okay, so that was a big tip there. Number four lesson that I learned at Funnel Hacking Live is that you really, really, really need to get comfortable with you and why you are doing what you're doing. This really resonated with me because, again, it's one of those steps in your journey that can be really, really hard to lean into who you are. And of course, when we all start out, we tend to model other people or we copy other people a little bit. But as we get more comfortable in our skin, it's about you turning up as you, being more authentic, your opinion on things, your experience. And then you will attract a tribe that want to work with you. You will attract people who know what to expect from you. You will attract your perfect client. But most people that I see, even my six-figure stylists, when they come to me, they are very reluctant initially to step into who they truly are. Because in a way, when you're stepping into who you truly are, you're stepping away from how everybody else does it. You're going to be different because you are different, and that's the only way you can be different really now on social media, is being about 100% yourself. The way you speak, the way you look, the way you analyze things, how you talk about things, what's important to you, what you have learned. This is what makes you different from everyone else. Otherwise, what I see is loads of personal stylists out there talking about their tools, color analysis, style, the latest fashions. All that's great, but it is not differentiating you from anybody else. What differentiates you from other people is you. So there was like a whole afternoon of speaker after speaker after speaker just talking about, you know, being authentic, being truly you, stepping into who you are, finding your voice. It was amazing. It was probably my favorite part of the whole conference because that's kind of really my gig. And when I work with my six-figure stylists, that's what I teach them to do. I teach them to, you know, fully embrace who they are, take the steps to start getting comfortable with who they truly are. So this message was loud and clear from every single speaker who stood on the stage. A lot of these speakers have multi-million-dollar businesses. They have built their businesses around their personal brand, which is amazing. They are not big companies that were funded by other people. Absolutely not. They funded themselves every step of the way. And one of the things they spoke about over and over again is this idea of being authentic, being you, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Speaking about the fear, speaking about the self-doubt, speaking about all the pain that they've experienced through the course of their career and building million-dollar and multi-million-dollar companies. And they all talked about the idea of the moment that things changed in their business was the moment that they got vulnerable, that they got real, that they talked about their real struggles, that they talked about the real problems that they were facing in their life. That's when people tuned in. That's when people wanted to hear them. It wasn't when they were talking about all their success and how great things were going and how polished everything was and all the beautiful branding in the world. When people started to actually follow them, it was when they actually got real. So I hope you get that message. It's about you and you being authentic so that you get the right people coming and wanting to work with you. So that was number 4. Number 5 was really tricky for me. It was really tricky for me because so number 5 was the main theme of the whole conference was really the idea of creating a business with continuity and talking about memberships. And honestly, I've had my struggles in the past with this. So it was like God came down and tapped me on the shoulder and basically asked me to relook at the idea of a continuity program or membership, because this is what Russell Brunson, the main man, talked about the whole time, was the idea that, you know, we need continuity. We need people who, so that we're not all the time out there day after day, hammering home that we need somebody to buy what we want, promoting ourselves, etc. So they talked a lot about continuity and membership. And I found this hard because I have had a membership in the past, and I found it difficult. I found it difficult to be very, very consistent with that and coming up with new content all the time. The way I like to work is I put content out there as I find content that inspires me, that I find enthusiastic, and finding consistent content I found a little bit difficult. However, I'm going to relook at this And the message I want you to take from this is that sometimes we make decisions in our head for all sorts of reasons, and there's no reason why you can't go back and question that and ask yourself, am I in a different place in my life now? Am I in a different place in my business? And could this model perhaps work for me? So I'm definitely going to go back and look at continuity. I'm going to call it continuity. I don't know about memberships just yet, but definitely I can look at a way of content continuity in my business. So I'm going to be very much focusing on that going forward, probably building it into existing programs that I already have. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, so those are my 5 lessons from Funnel Hacking Live. 5 ideas to get you thinking and to get you maybe energized and upgraded and thinking about what can you change in your business. There was nothing in the conference that was massively new to me. But what I loved was being in that environment of enthusiasm, engagement, people on the same journey. It felt in a way a bit like home. So I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I do feel kind of new and ready to go after coming back. Now that I'm over the jet lag, I didn't feel new and re-energized the first couple of days because of all the jet lag, but now I'm feeling a lot better. So out of those 5 lessons, which one do you think is going to inspire you to do something a little bit different in your business? So we talked about investing in yourself. We talked about going back to basics. Have you the basics in place? I talked about being visible and the idea of the 60-second short content being a way of being really visible really fast. I talked about you and putting more of you into your business, being more authentic, showing more of you in terms of how you're feeling, what's going on for you, what's working for you, but also what's not working for you, and being vulnerable and honest with you. Number 5 was the idea of continuity. How can we make our business fit more into a continuity model? How can we have to promote ourselves less and have money flowing into our business more consistently? Julie said, I do 60-second image tip twice a week now. Yay, Julie, good for you. How do you find that they work? Scared of membership? I'm not surprised, Julie. It can be really hard work. Helen said, be more vulnerable and develop my membership. Stop sitting on the fence. Go you, Helen. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now, I'm sure you have been seeing me on social media with my 60-second reels. If you haven't been seeing me on social media, then go and have a look at my Facebook feed or my Instagram feed. I'm running a challenge on getting more color analysis clients coming up in October. This is the second time I have run this challenge. It went so well the first time around. People were getting new clients throughout the week, and I want that for you too. So if you are looking to learn how to get more color analysis clients, I have that challenge coming up between the 16th and 20th of October. I'm just putting the link in here now for you, so you can get that, so you can click on there and you can register and get in for that challenge. I'm definitely going to be talking about being more confident in your business. I'm definitely going to be talking about injecting more of you into your business, because I think honestly, this is the key. This is the key. This is the secret sauce, no matter what you're trying to do in your business. So Diane is saying, being vulnerable, being real. Yes, I get that. Far more attractive to clients than coming over as perfect. Yay. That's really the message I want to get across to you. And that is the message that these multi-million-dollar people reiterated over and over and over again. That it's not about being perfect. It's about being perfectly imperfect. And the idea that, you know, the second that you are more you, that's when things start to fall into place. So I really, really hope whoever's watching this gets something from my live this morning. And please do get over to my Get More Color Clients Challenge. The link is in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm just going to put it underneath the video as well. Get in there. You get a week of me. I will be helping you to get more color analysis clients. And actually, the truth is, it will help you get more clients in general. So that's all from me this week. I hope you enjoyed today's live, and I will catch up with you again next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead, and I will talk to you soon.